Welcome back to the channel, my YouTube family. How are you doing today? So, let me tell you a wee story. July 2021, back in the depths of the darkness, Ubisoft announced a concept for a new game that they called Xdefiant. And back then I did a quick video just kind of outlining what we knew about the game. And if you want to check that video, I'll leave a link below. But they kind of gave us very kind of brief outline of what they wanted to do with this game, and then it all went quiet. And I must admit, way back then, I got very, very excited about this game. So much so that I said, sign me up. Where do I sign? So I registered my interest and then promptly forgot about it. And there have been a few murmurs about Xdefiant in the time in between then and now, but really not that much information on what was going on until last week when I got this email saying, from the Xdefiant team saying, G4, you are one of the chosen ones. You have been chosen to participate in a closed beta. And I was like, yay! What button do I click? How do I work? So I promptly downloaded the game in anticipation. In anticipation, people. And then, I promptly got sick. So I couldn't play for 3 days. And so, the gaming gods were giving me a message, I think, because I finally got on the other day, played the 2 games, and then the servers went down, and they're still not back up. So, somebody's trying to tell me something somewhere. So, these are the 2 games that I managed to play before the servers crashed, and I wanted to share it with you and share my early opinions, because I haven't played a heck of a lot of this game yet, but what I have played I am extremely impressed by. Let's show you the footage and I'll walk you through all my feelings on the game and what we can expect for the future. Let's do it! So a couple of things I want to say before we get started. I did get sick just before this game opened up live for us to play. So I'm 3 days behind everybody else in leveling guns up, understanding maps and stuff. So the footage you're seeing, this domination gameplay that you're seeing, and you'll see a couple games, is really my first look at the game as such. Didn't know the maps, didn't know what the guns were like. Really didn't know much. Didn't have anything optimized as far as settings. Just plugged it in, played it, and see what I thought. And as I said in the intro, I got 2 games in, tried to change to a new game mode in Occupy, and the server froze, and then it was taken down, and the devs are still working on a patch as I make this video to get the Xbox players back up and playing. So the game footage that you're in the background is probably not my best footage, but having said that, I really enjoyed the limited time that I've had to play the game, and that's usually a very, very good sign for me. So this game was under an invitation only for the closed beta. There is no NDA in place, so I can actually share this footage freely with you, and it was only open at this point to PC players, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. And they patched the server problem for the PCs pretty quickly. They finally figured out PS5, and apparently Xbox is last on the list, so we're right at the back of the queue. So I'm still waiting for this game to come back up and running, and I will do quite an in-depth overview of this game once I've got time to play with it, and once I've kind of looked at every nook and cranny of what we've got in the beta. So that will be coming in the coming weeks. Hopefully it won't be too long, but for now I wanted to just jump in and show you what happened in my kind of first half an hour, whatever, and give you my initial thoughts on the game. The second thing you got to understand as well, and they make it very clear in when you're booting the game up, is that this game is very much in an early stage of development. Now, this is what you would call a true beta. It's not one of these pretend betas that is designed by the marketing guys to get you to buy the game, and they bring it out a couple of months before release and have everybody playing it, so that which is a sales technique to get you to take part ownership of the game, so you want it and you'll buy it. That's not what this is. This is a proper beta. In fact, I think Ubisoft or the Xdefiant team are being a little bit generous in calling it a closed beta, because it feels much more in some regards like an alpha for some facets of the game. And yeah, but anyway, it's in very early development, so please keep that in mind when you're watching the footage. There's a lot of stuff that's going on in the background that it needs fixing, and I'll go through a few of those as we talk through the footage. But even to the point in the second game that you'll see today, I was playing around with settings, I was playing around with kind of controller configurations, and you know, I ended up having to remap some of my buttons on my controller in the end to get things to work for me. That's nothing to do with the game. That's just the way that the actual controller layouts that they offer versus how I play the game. So lot still to do in this game, but I've got to say, when just initially playing it and getting on, and you know, just running around like a headless chicken, this is a very good game, and the foundation of this game is very solid, and I think a lot of you that watch this channel will actually like this game a lot. Now, I need to go back and tell you the story of Xdefiant and sort of some of the people that have been involved in this project thus far, because it's going to start to make this sense why this game is so exciting for the future. So let me be very upfront about this. This game will be a very big competitor. If they can iron out all the bugs, this is going to be a very big competitor to Activision Blizzard's Call of Duty series. Now, there's lots of people in the past, there's lots of developers and game companies that have tried this and have failed, but I think this one, for me, in my opinion, is the best try yet from any game company that I've seen. And I've tried a lot of different games that have been purported as kind of replacements for Call of Duty, including Insurgency Sandstorm that we run on this channel. This is the closest to a Call of Duty multiplayer experience that I think I've seen ever, and there is a very good reason for that, because the people that have been involved in this project from day one, whether it be devs or ex-players or content creators, are all from the Call of Duty universe. And yeah, the devs on some of the devs on this game are straight out of Infinity Ward, the old Call of Duties. There's certainly a lot of players, and I was surprised how many players, Call of Duty players, professional players, ex and present, that came out and got behind this game. I'm very surprised by that in some of the clips that I've seen. And then there have been some very significant content creators also working in the background as consultants in the early stages of the development of this game. Now, that's not to say that if you're not a Call of Duty player, you're not going to like this, but I think that's certainly where they're targeting. There is a lot of disenfranchised and very frustrated Call of Duty players out there right now. The last 4 years of Call of Duty, apart from Cold War, have been an absolute train crash, in my opinion. Activision Blizzard are just dropping the ball season after season on Call of Duty. They seem to be going from selling, bundles and really not paying attention to what the community really want. And so there's a huge opportunity for a company to come in like Ubisoft and develop a game that will take away all those disenfranchised or disgruntled Call of Duty players and get them playing a new game. And Xdefiant could well be that game. I also think if you play games like Apex Legends, and Apex Legends, if you haven't played that recently, have a multiplayer component in the game now. I mean, that was a battle royale game, and they've developed over time, and I think they've seen the opportunity to grab Call of Duty players, given what Activision were up to. And certainly there is a huge exodus from Call of Duty to Apex right now, and I will be featuring some of that multiplayer gameplay for you in the next couple of weeks, so that you can see what I'm talking about. So there's a lot of disenfranchised kind of Call of Duty players that have moved to Apex. There was another game called Rogue Company that was sort of went some way to capturing some of that audience. And so there's a few games out there, so that if you're playing a few of those, you will like this game. Also, if you are a Ubisoft player, if you play things like Ghost Recon or The Division or stuff, I think you're going to like this, because they have got specialists in this game. And the specialists have been grabbed from various Ubisoft games, including Far Cry, The Division, Splinter Cell, etc., etc. So I think the direction this game's heading is very, very healthy, and the game modes that they have in there, they have a domination game, they have what they call Occupy, which is essentially hardpoint for Call of Duty, and the other two game modes I haven't played yet, so I can't really comment on, but as a starting block, very much so. Very much they're going to suck in a lot of those kind of people who like arcade shooters, and they've taken it back and put the fun back into it. Things that Call of Duty have ignored and got rid of, these guys have put back in to this game, and I'll explain that in a minute, what those are and why it makes it such attractive looking game for the future. So the big thing that you'll find about this game is there is no skill based matchmaking in the game. Why is that important? And skill based matchmaking is one of those things that the community of Call of Duty are really upset by. In this game there isn't anything, so you're actually just playing against people of all different skill levels, which means, first of all, you can play with your friends, and it doesn't matter what level your friends are at. You can all play together in a group and have some fun, which skill-based matchmaking doesn't allow you to do. And I think from that point of view, it's a fantastic step forward. I personally think there needs to be some kind of skill-based matchmaking in a shooter game to protect the kind of bottom 10% and also the top 10% of a game. But in the middle there, you're getting lots of people with different skill levels. And the other thing that having a limited or no skill-based matchmaking does is that you can actually progress in the game and get better. If you don't know what skill-based matchmaking is, and you know what effect it has when you're playing something like Call of Duty, it just means that you're constantly being put into lobbies that are sweaty, and they're supposed to be designed around the same skill level, and it just feels like you're playing a championship Call of Duty League game every time you sign in. And that's never how Call of Duty was ever designed. It was designed to give you a kind of mix of different games and different skill levels. And when you did that, you were actually able to start to build up friendships and also rivalries, because back then, in the old days of Call of Duty, the lobbies also stuck together, and that's something else they got rid of in this game. They've brought it back. I can see exactly what the devs are doing. The lobbies stay together until Either you make the decision to leave or other players do. And so how that works, it's also the whole thing about lobbies sticking together is important because it's almost like a self-managing skill-based matchmaking component, because generally what happens with lobbies that stick together, if you're in a lobby and you're getting absolutely owned, you know, you can't get a kill and stuff, what do? You leave and go and find another lobby. If the opposite is happening and you're absolutely frying in the lobby, what's going to happen? Other players are going to leave and find another lobby that's around the same skill base. So that kind of, you know, it's a self-regulating component. So the lobbies stay together in this game. Fantastic. And yeah, once you pick your game mode, the lobby loads up, you're ready to go, you actually get to pick the map that you want to play. They give you 2 choices of maps. Another thing that I absolutely loved about the older Call of Duties, you had a choice of what map you wanted to play. Fantastic, and it helps the devs as well because it will show you which maps are popular, which maps maybe need some work or rejigging, or how to develop maps in the future. So it's all very, very positive. The guns that you get, the weapons that you get, obviously over time as you play the game and you level up your character, you're going to get new attachments for it, so your weapons are going to get stronger, and then those weapons are going to unlock other weapons. You're going to be able to upgrade your operators. You unlock operators. There's a battle pass already built in, so there's lots and lots to love about this game, and it has none, and I'm going to be very blunt here, it has none of the bullshit that we've had to put up with in the last 4 years with Call of Duty. Sorry Activision, but you need to pull your socks up big time, because this juggernaut's coming and I think it's going to pull away a huge player base from your game if you don't get your crap together. And so this has put the fun back in for me. This is the game, exactly the game personally I've been looking for to replace Call of Duty and the frustrations that I have around that game, and it's not something that I've spoke about a lot on this channel in the past. Congratulations to Ubisoft. Is this game perfect? Absolutely not. There is a long way to go with a whole lot of facets of this game, but I don't want to rain on the parade at this point. I'll give you a very, very honest and full breakdown of this game in a new video once I've been able to play it a lot longer and get a much more balanced view of it. But here is the initial look at the game. I think lots and lots of people who watch this channel are going to absolutely love it, and I'm going to leave you with the rest of the footage of my shambolic second domination game. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, leave a like rating, let me know what you think about the game. Have you played the game? From the footage we showed you, are you excited by it, or is it not your cup of tea? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for the support as ever, and we'll catch you next time on the channel. See ya.
Loadouts! Red trap on egg!
Had to make it personal.
Nothing clings like burning! Throwing
We got it! They're taking B! Our guys are going for B. that new loadout smell.
Got that napalm you requested.
Bad guys are moving on B. You and your crew got the job done.